Mia, for yourself, how did you experience culture shock when you moved?
Yeah, I think because I knew I was moving from the US to sub-Saharan Africa, there's definitely expectation of culture shock. And I think the expectation of that and a program that helps you effectively prepare for that mitigates the shock part a lot. Honestly, I feel far more culture shock when I've been out of the US for a while and I go back and I'm like, oh, wow, Costco and big box stores and like the size at which people purchase things in the US. I have experienced far more culture shock coming back to the US than I have elsewhere. Um, but yeah, I think a lot of advice similar to Jen. Um, Definitely befriending locals helps you, like through their stories and experiences, you start to understand the culture a bit more and the norms and like generational stories embedded nationally in the site, like about what shapes a place, especially for a place like I moved to Liberia, where they've had 20 years of civil war in the past decade. They've had Ebola. That type of trauma seeps into the society and all of your cultural norms. And if possible, the more you understand that before you step on the ground, consuming media, whether books or movies or whatever, to get a feel of the history, I think will help. But also, like, this is common advice, but not to pigeonhole anything. And there's always complexity and nuance and diversity of experience, even within a country. Um, I think honestly, if you can find someone that you can trust from the culture and be like fully honest and vulnerable and just say, hey, like, I know I'm new to this country. Um, what norms have you seen that expats have really violated that you would advise me not to? That question I asked of, managers, like colleagues that I trusted, etc. And that I think helped me avoid a lot of pitfall. Sorry, it's early. Avoid a lot of landmines. And then I think the last thing that I would advise is, I think similar to Jen, just find similar people who are arriving at the same time, and make friends with them. And you'll be going through kind of surprising things together and unexpected things together. And you can help each other like feel validated that you're like, whoa, this happened. And they're like, yeah, this happened too. And get kind of context, understanding, figure out how to navigate differences. Um, yeah, and I think honestly, the biggest thing is once you're kind of comfortable in a country, you kind of forget about the culture shock and cultural humility. And um, I think most people, you get frustrated with different cultural norms. And it's actually far more important 6 months in, 9 months in, 12 months in, to remind yourself that you're working in a different culture and there's going to be different ways of being and living and working. And to just regularly check yourself and remind yourself on that. And I think that will mitigate frustrations.